"Ma'am, there's a little girl waiting for you in the lobby. She says she won't leave until she talks to you." Sophie Turner, the cold, untouchable CEO of Turner Enterprises, looked up from her laptop, her sharp eyes narrowing. "A little girl? What nonsense is this?" she muttered, rubbing her temples. It had been a long day, back-to-back meetings, negotiations, and a press conference that drained every bit of energy she had left. She didn't have time for childish interruptions. But something in her secretary's tone, yet gentle, uncertain, made her pause. "Fine," Sophie sighed. "Send her in." The office door creaked open, and in stepped a little girl no older than 7. She wore a faded pink dress, her shoes slightly too big for her tiny feet. Her brown curls framed her face, and her big, curious eyes immediately found Sophie's. Clutched tightly in her small hand was a paper bag, wrinkled from being held too long. Sophie frowned. "Who are you, sweetheart? Are you lost?" The little girl shook her head. "Noah Brokenbar, I came here to find you." Her voice trembled, but she stood bravely. "Can you, Brokenbar, can you be my mom for just one day?" The room fell silent. Sophie's hands froze midair. Her pen dropped onto the desk with a faint click. She stared at the girl, speechless. "What did you just say?" The girl took a few hesitant steps closer. "It's for my school project," she explained quickly, clutching the paper bag tighter. "We have to bring our mom tomorrow, a Brokenbar, for a Mother's Day sharing." "But a Brokenbar," her voice cracked. "I don't have one." Sophie's heart skipped. The air in the room suddenly felt heavy. "Where's your father?" she asked softly. "He works a Brokenbar a lot. He's a janitor here," the girl said, looking down. "He said you're his boss." Sophie blinked, memories stirring. A janitor's named Daniela, quiet, hard-working, always greeting her with a respectful nod. She remembered him. He'd been with the company for years. "Daniela Brokenbar is your dad?" she asked. The girl nodded. "He didn't want to ask you. He said you're very busy and important." But a Brokenbar, her little hands trembled as she reached into her paper bag. "I just wanted to ask you myself." Sophie leaned forward, her curiosity overtaking her usual coldness. "What's in the bag?" The girl pulled out a small necklace, silver, delicate, with a tiny heart pendant that looked strangely familiar. When Sophie saw it, her breath hitched. Her fingers trembled as she reached out. "Where Brokenbar, where did you get this?" she whispered. "My mom's," the girl said softly. "Dad said it was the only thing she left before she Brokenbar, before she went to heaven." Sophie's chest tightened painfully. Her vision blurred for a moment. That necklace, she recognized it. It was one she had given her younger sister, Lily, years ago, before their last fight, before Lily ran away, pregnant and scared, refusing Sophie's help. Sophie had searched for her for months, a Brokenbar, but Lily had vanished without a trace. Now, the necklace lay in the hands of a little girl calling her mom. "Sweetheart, a Brokenbar," Sophie's voice broke. "What was your mother's name?" "Lily," the girl said simply. The world seemed to stop. Sophie's knees weakened, and she sank into her chair, covering her mouth with her shaking hand. "Oh my God, a Brokenbar," she whispered. Tears welled up, uninvited, rolling down her cheeks for the first time in years. "Lily, a Brokenbar." The girl looked alarmed. "Did you know my mom?" Sophie looked at her with eyes full of disbelief and heartbreak. "She was my sister," she whispered. "Your mother was my sister." The little girl's eyes widened, her lips trembling. "Then a Brokenbar, you're my aunt?" Sophie nodded, tears spilling freely now. She reached out, pulling the girl into her arms. "Yes, a Brokenbar I am. I didn't know. Sweetheart, I didn't know." For a moment, the powerful CEO was gone. Only a broken woman remained, holding the last piece of her lost sister. Later that evening, Daniel, the janitor, stood frozen in Sophie's office doorway. "Miss Turner, I can explain." But Sophie shook her head, wiping her tears. "You don't have to," she said softly. "You raised her alone. Lily would be proud." Daniel lowered his head. "She didn't want to burden you. She Brokenbar, she always said you were meant for greater things." Sophie smiled sadly. "Greater things don't mean anything if you lose the people you love." Then she looked at the little girl Hernesia who sat on her lap, happily drawing on Sophie's expensive notepad. "You asked me something earlier," Sophie said, turning to her. The girl looked up, eyes bright. "Can you be my mom for just one day?" Sophie smiled through her tears. "No, sweetheart," she whispered, brushing a curl from her face. "Not for just one day. For as long as you'll let me," the girl beamed, throwing her tiny arms around Sophie's neck. And for the first time in years, the cold CEO felt warm, the real, pure, unconditional love. The next day, when Sophie walked onto the school holding the girl's hand, everyone stared. The glamorous CEO in her elegant suit looked almost out of place among the other mothers, but Sophie didn't care. She knelt beside the little girl as they entered the classroom. "Ready?" she whispered. The girl nodded proudly. "This is my mom," she announced to her teacher. Sophie felt her throat tighten again, but this time, her tears were of joy, no sorrow. Weeks later, Sophie created a foundation in her sister's name, the Lily Hope Foundation, to support single parents and children who had lost their mothers. Her company changed, but so did her heart. The once lonely CEO was lonely no more, because sometimes, one small voice asking, "Can you be my mom for just one day?" is all it takes to heal a heart that forgot how to love. Moral: love doesn't always come from where we expect it, but when it finds us, it gives our life a meaning we never knew we needed. A currency I Diaris Sedilla.